What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. As always, keeping you updated on everything pro wrestling. And the 2021 Elimination Chamber is officially over. It was a night that I thought we were not going to be getting any title changes, but we actually did. And now there's a lot of questions as we are headed into WrestleMania. So right now we're going to cover everything that happened at the Elimination Chamber 2021 pay-per-view. Before we get into it though, make sure that you guys spear that like button and have those notifications turned on to continue being up to date. To start off, I want to give you guys my general thoughts on the whole pay-per-view. I think it was a solid show. It was extremely short, which ultimately made every single match that was happening in the event feel more important. So I feel like that is always a positive. Instead of us having 8, 9, or even 10 matches on the card, there was only 5, and WWE was able to deliver good wrestling within it. But I do gotta say, there was a couple of big botches and mistake that honestly got me a bit pissed off. No, I'm not pissed off that The Miz actually won the WWE champion. I'm actually fine at the fact that finally the Money in the Bank briefcase is working. Somebody is cashing it in and actually winning the title. Was it the right move though for them to give it to The Miz right now as we are in the middle of WrestleMania season? Probably not, and we will discuss that in a bit. Something I did got pissed off was in regards to the SmackDown Women's Champion Sasha Banks getting pinned right in the middle of the ring. So as I said, even though it was a solid show, there's some negative that we need to address and a lot of different bookings that WWE could have gone about it a different way. Now, taking it back to the beginning, in the Kickoff show, we had a fatal 4-way match with Ricochet taking on Ali, Elias, and John Morrison, with the winner, which was John Morrison, going on to the main card to the triple threat for the United States Championship, as Keith Lee has been sidelined with an injury at the hands of Bobby Lashley 2 weeks ago, according to WWE. So John Morrison is going to be getting that title opportunity here tonight. Into the main card, the show started off with the SmackDown Elimination Chamber, with the winner going on to face Roman Reigns later on tonight. It said that it happened right after the actual match. This was a decent match, starting off with Cesaro and Daniel Bryan going at it, which is something that WWE can never go wrong with. These two guys could go out there and obviously outlast everyone. We had Cesaro eliminating King Corbin with a sharpshooter. This was then followed up by Kevin Owens eliminating Sami Zayn with a stunner. Jey Uso then eliminated Kevin Owens via frog splash. Jey Uso then went on and got another elimination, eliminating Cesaro. And then at the end, it all came down to Daniel Bryan and Jey Uso. They went at it for a bit, but in the end, Daniel Bryan was the one to win with a running knee. Throughout the match, there were some cool spots like Kevin Owens doing a moonsault from the top of the pod, Cesaro with the stomp from the top as well, but there wasn't anything that was just insanely crazy. But regardless, it was a decent match. Now, I thought that after Daniel Bryan winning, maybe he was gonna catch his breath for at least 30 minutes, but no, out of nowhere just comes Roman Reigns making his entrance, and we are about to kick off this singles match already. This is just a typical Roman Reigns being a total ass, being a total heel, which is great. Him being this disgusting of a human being and just this guy that doesn't care and trying to take advantage of anyone really works off well. Unfortunately for Daniel Bryan though, this basically means that he's not gonna have much of a chance. He made us believe for a second though, as Roman Reigns went for the spear and Daniel Bryan countered it into a yes lock. Roman then turned everything around and ended up getting Daniel Bryan into the guillotine to defeat him and retain the Universal Championship. After this, Roman wasn't done just yet though. With Roman delivering a spear, Edge then comes out of nowhere and delivers a spear to Roman Reigns, pointing at the WrestleMania sign right after, indicating that he has made his decision, and that decision is taking on Roman for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 37. We then move on, in which Matt Riddle actually pinned John Morrison to win the United States Championship match. And credit what is due. Congratulations to WWE for actually booking Bobby Lashley very well over the last couple of months. Even in this match, Bobby Lashley lost the title. He still ended up looking strong, and he wasn't the guy to get pinned. And for most of the match, he was basically dominating both of these superstars. Lashley even ended up kicking out from 2 back-to-back top rope finishers and was still standing by the end. It just happened that Matt Riddle was a bit quicker and ended up pinning John Morrison for the the victory. This is of course not the last time that we saw Bobby Lashley tonight though, because he was definitely pissed after losing the title, so he wasn't done. We got Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler defeating Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. This was for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, and basically we had Sasha Banks letting Reginald into her circle and it backfired. Reginald tried to help Sasha Banks, passing her the wine or the champagne bottle that he was holding and basically telling Sasha Banks to cheat to win the match. Sasha Banks had it on her hand and she's like, no, I'm not gonna do that. The referee sees her. Sasha's trying to explain everything. This basically all caused the distraction, in which from behind out comes Nia Jax and ultimately pins the SmackDown Women's Champion. And I was absolutely pissed when all of this happened. This is a match that you ended up making 3 days ago, and the result of it is that you have the SmackDown Women's Champion getting pinned from it right next to Bianca Belair, who is going to be her opponent at WrestleMania. This was a complete circus over here. You could have done the ending to this match literally 1,000 different ways and not make Sasha Banks look this bad. Not have her pin in a ridiculous match like this that came out of nowhere, and that's literally gonna lead to nothing, because we all know in the end they're just gonna focus to Sasha versus Bianca, and this didn't add anything to both of them. You could have gone with a no contest, a disqualification, a count out, a turn, or just something else than booking your SmackDown Women's Champion like this. Or you know what, or better yet, you probably shouldn't have booked this match in the first place if it was just going to turn out like this. Anyways, up next we went straight into the main event as the Asuka versus Lacey Evans match was cancelled, and it's worth mentioning that during the kickoff they were kind of teasing and mentioning that Asuka was probably going to be facing a different opponent tonight, but obviously none of that went down. It looks like they changed plan extremely last minute. Nonetheless, at main event time, the WWE Championship Chamber match, everything started off with Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy. Shocker of the night, right away we had Kofi Kingston eliminating Randy Orton via a roll-up. He went for SOS, but that turned out to be a bit of a botch, so then he just kind of turned it into a roll-up, having Randy Orton being the first superstar to be eliminated. I did not expect this, but as soon as it went down, I kind of thought that since the Fiend is not interfering in this match, somebody else is probably going to interfere in it, which of course all of which came at the end. Now after Randy Orton got eliminated, he was pissed off, so he delivered an IKO to everyone that was around him. This leads to AJ Styles telling Omos to basically get him out of the pot so that he could go in early and get some pinfalls, since Randy Orton just basically took out everyone, almost destroyed the back glass. So AJ Styles comes out of it, go around towards the main steps and get back in, try to go for the pinfall but doesn't pin anyone as everybody ends up kicking out. Then we get everybody into the ring with of course Sheamus being the last superstar in there. Sheamus goes on to eliminate Kofi Kingston via a massive bro kick. We then get Drew McIntyre eliminating Jeff Hardy via a Claymore kick, and towards the end AJ Styles literally saved Drew McIntyre. As we got Sheamus getting set up for the bro kick, he delivers it on Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was to the point where if he would have gotten pinned, that would have been it for him, and that bro kick was supposed to be the end. But instead as Sheamus is getting ready to go for the pinfall, AJ Styles comes out of nowhere and delivers the phenomenal forearm and goes on and pin Sheamus. So then it is Drew McIntyre and AJ Styles going at it one-on-one inside the chamber for the WWE Championship. It all comes down to an expected ending, that being AJ Styles going for the phenomenal forearm, but he gets caught into the Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre, and that was the end of it. Drew McIntyre eliminates AJ. Then the Elimination Chamber is getting raised up while Drew McIntyre is celebrating, so you kind of know something is going to go down. But it was unexpected because out comes Bobby Lashley taking out Drew McIntyre, letting his frustration go from early on in the night and all of the frustration that has been accumulating over the last couple of weeks as he continued to let that beast out. This pretty much explained why MVP was seen talking to The Miz in the backstage prior to the main event match. Looks like MVP and The Miz came up with some type of deal and Bobby Lashley was hired to take out Drew McIntyre. McIntyre. He did just that. Then out comes The Miz. Miz goes for the DDT. Drew McIntyre kicks out. The Miz kicks at it and ultimately pins Drew McIntyre to win the WWE Championship. And now here we are. We are on the road to WrestleMania, and we have no idea what WWE is going to be doing with that WWE title. Was this the right move to do? Probably not. It all going to come down to see how WWE booked The Miz. He's still feuding with Bad Bunny, right? The 24/7 champion. So are they really going to continue having The Miz do that type of silly stuff? Or are they going to switch him over to be a bit more serious? I kind of hope they do, because we are talking about the WWE Championship here. We do still got a Fastlane pay-per-view coming up, so we got to see how that turns out. And the only positive that I'm seeing about all of this right now is that maybe WWE wants to give Drew McIntyre that WrestleMania moment that he never got. Because this year, WrestleMania will be having fans in attendance. So maybe they had him drop the title so that he could win it again at the big event when the fans are actually there. And if that is the case, then I am definitely all down for it. Anyways, guys, that is what went down at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed or found it informative, don't forget to elbow drop it and turn on those notifications to continue being up to date. I'll catch you on the next one, so stay savage.